Hi, I'm Joanne Lee, nutritional therapist and founder of Joanne Lee Health. In part 1 of this video series, I explained how numerous factors influence how we experience our peri and postmenopausal years. One of the key factors shaping our experience is food. To avoid the feelings of overwhelm and to eliminate the idea of restrictive diets, food as punishment, or to atone for things we have eaten that we feel bad about, I feel it's helpful to have some general guidelines that you can incorporate gradually. And this means that if you're not following a fixed, rigid diet plan, then it will help you to adapt to any situation you might find yourself in. So eating out with friends doesn't feel something that you're frightened of. The 6 key principles are: eat whole foods, foods that don't really need a label because you can see what it is. Eat in colour, avoid the beige, include lots of colour and leafy greens. Eat a variety of foods. Batch cooking is great if we have use of a freezer. If you do batch cook and are keeping things in the fridge for the week, just try and incorporate different elements on the actual day that you're eating them so that you're not eating the same meal every day for a week. Eat balanced meals containing protein, healthy fats and slow-release carbs. More about that later. Hydrate. Make water your main source of liquid intake. And the most important one, don't aim for perfection. These are general guidelines, and the exact details of what you eat and the foods that are best suited for you will depend on your unique biochemistry. However, these principles are an amazing starting point. Eating whole foods means that we eliminate lots of added bits, the additives, colourings, preservatives, minimising our exposure to seed oils like sunflower oil. We're eating things as close to nature as possible, minimising the amount of processing the food has been through, minimising the amount of food we buy that comes in boxes. Stepping away from sugar-laden breakfast cereals. Breakfast really doesn't have to come out of a box. It can be far more colourful. Talking about colour, try and increase it, and by increasing your plant intake, it will be easy to do so. Include lots of vegetables. Visualising the rainbow can help you try and eat one thing from every colour every day. These will be bursting with antioxidants, phytonutrients, vitamins and minerals, fibre to support your health. Challenge yourself to see how many colours you can get onto your plate. Keep stepping away from the beige and those processed box carbohydrates with all their dubious health claims, and eat the colourful foods and try and add lots of leafy greens. Another important reason to include more plants in your diet is phytoestrogens. You might have heard of these. They're found in some plants and they share a similar chemical structure to our own natural estrogen. Eating some of these can be helpful during peri and postmenopausal years, as they can help our body believe that it has enough estrogen of its own. The key thing to know is that our body has 2 types of estrogen receptors, beta and alpha receptors. Alpha receptors are found in our breasts, ovaries and womb, whereas the beta receptors are found in our brain, bones, blood vessels and bladder. So eating a varied selection of foods that stimulate the beta ones, as phytoestrogens do, can help support healthy bones, brain, bladder and blood vessels. So include a variety of sources like soy, chickpeas, sesame, pumpkin and sunflower seeds. Soy should be organic and fermented. So for example, organic unsweetened soy milk, tofu, tempeh, miso. Balance is key with everything. So please try not to overconsume any one item. Just keep thinking variety. One type of phytoestrogen, lignans, are very useful. Flax seeds are an excellent source. These help stimulate a protein that binds to excess hormones and are also transformed into health-supporting compounds in our gut, which can also help to balance estrogen. Freshly ground flax seeds are the best. You can buy a simple spice grinder and grind them in one of these. In my ebook, there's a lovely flaxseed porridge recipe, so you'll be really able to easily and quickly incorporate flax seeds into your daily intake. Include healthy proteins, poultry, fish, red meat, slow cooked, eggs, some legumes, beans if they suit you. For oily fish, think smash, sardines, mackerel, anchovies, salmon and herring. Fantastic sources of omega-3 fatty acids, EPA and DHA, anti-inflammatories, helping to protect our heart, bones, joints and brain. Oily fish can be a tricky one for people to consider incorporating into their diets, but I have a few suggestions that can help you hide it in recipes, and then you can gradually increase these amounts as your taste buds adapt. Consuming sources of EPA and DHA is very important, as these forms are ready to use by the body and don't need to be converted within our body. They are literally good to go. As there are so many delicious foods out there, I very rarely recommend forcing yourself to eat anything you hate. In fact, I don't. However, EPA and DHA from oily fish are sort of an exception in terms of I urge you to give them a try and see if you can manage it. If you just can't, even with my little hidden techniques, then do consider supplementation. Check out the recipes in the ebook and see if you can find the simple ways to hide them, to sneak the omega-3s into your recipes will help you. Healthy fats. These are important, but first I must say, please don't use vegetable oils like canola, sunflower. These can promote inflammation in our bodies and create rigid cell membranes, whereas we want flexible cell membranes to support optimal cell communication. So think of things like avocado, olives, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut oil, grass-fed ghee. Again, the oil that's right for you will depend on your own unique biochemistry. Consider eating eggs, oily fish, nuts and seeds. Above all, try not to fear the fat. Please avoid low-fat products. They often contain extra sugar or artificial sweeteners. We really want to avoid these. Go full fat or go home, as they say. So how do we balance each meal? A balanced meal is important, a mixture of healthy fat, protein and slow-release carbs, as we mentioned above. So thinking of breakfast or the first meal of the day, as the timing of this might vary according to your needs, but just consider thinking about the fact that your digestive system has rested overnight and all your gut microbes will be ready for food. So think about the very first thing that you eat in the morning. If it's a sugar-laden breakfast cereal, the gut microbes that love sugar will get a real leg up. So it's really important just to think about what we can eat for breakfast. You want to feed the microbes that are the health supporting ones and to maintain a nice balance of microbes in your gut. Balanced meals not only help stabilize blood sugar, so we keep our energy levels stable and avoid highs and lows of the blood sugar roller coaster and help prevent insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes. So for breakfast, literally step outside the box. It doesn't have to be what's traditionally regarded as breakfast. Cereals, toast, jam, croissants, orange juice. It could be anything. Pressed for time, it could be an omelette with leftover vegetables or scrambled eggs with mushrooms, tomatoes, spinach, watercress, or even a bacon wrap, but load that bacon wrap with leafy greens, avocado, tomato slices, lots of colour. Chia puddings can be delicious, loaded with yogurt, a dash of vanilla essence, and the beauty of these is that they can be made in advance, or if you forget to make it the night before, use a jam jar, shake it and leave it to stand while you go to shower or get dressed, and then it will be ready for when you come down. The ebook, recipe book that I've created for you gives you some ideas and suggestions for different meals. Use it as a starting point and gradually introduce some new ideas. Google for more and tweak any of your existing favourite meals following the guidelines that we've discussed above. You don't have to follow the recipes in my book step by step. Hydration is also so important for optimal body function. It can be easy to mistake hunger for dehydration, so do focus on your water intake. Hydration and fibre are also key for eliminating waste. Ideally, we want to be having a poo once or twice a day. It's so important to eliminate hormones that our bodies have used and processed, so we really want to avoid constipation. avoiding perfection. Foods should be eaten without feelings of guilt. If you follow the principles outlined above most of the time, they will become second nature to you. So your body will be able to cope when you feel like that piece of birthday cake or drink with friends. Just be mindful and know that you can enjoy these things occasionally. Let's not make food about punishment, guilt, or fear, but rather about nourishment and joy. Do let me know how you find the recipes in my ebook. I'd be really delighted to hear how you find them. If you still feel you need help to resolve your health concerns or you're looking for more support, please reach out by clicking the link below to book a discovery call with me.